special edition of UCA Live. My name is Meg and I'll be your presenter for today, live from our TV studio in Farnham. I'm here with our wonderful panel here, so let's see who we've got. Elle, let's start with you.
Hi, my name's Elle and I work in the international recruitment team at UCA based at the Farnham campus, and I'll be here to help answer questions regarding the enrolment process for international students.
Hi, I'm Grace. I'm a third-year film production student. I'm also a student ambassador, so I will be here to answer any questions from student to another student about anything, really.
Hi, I'm Venya. I'm a second-year illustration student. I'm also a student ambassador and I'm an international student from Greece as well. So if there's anything that I can be helpful to, just let me know.
Amazing. And I just want to say a huge thank you to all of the people who have sent in questions already. We've got quite a few to go through. However, if you do want to ask any questions, please just pop them in the chat and we'll see if we can get round to them. Our first one, and I'm going to ping it over to my student ambassadors. Obviously, you both are students of here, so can you tell me what your first week of UCA was like?
So first week was Freshers Week. It was really just an introduction to everything about UCA. It was nothing like tricky or hard. It was just getting to know the campus, the course that I was doing, just everything basic that I needed to help me go into sort of the next week. They also did a couple like team building because obviously it's a big course. You don't know anybody there, and it was really good. It was really fun. It was nothing tricky or anything. They weren't testing you, quizzing you, or being like, you have to know this. If you don't know this, you get kicked. It was nothing like that. It was fun, and it was a really nice way to sort of settle in to the uni as well.
Wonderful. What about yourself?
I would say for me, being an international student especially, it was good for getting to know the uni structure, figuring out how the curriculum will work, what time I need to be in, what time I go out, how breaks work. And I really took the time in the first 2 weeks, first one especially, to ask as many questions as possible, because there isn't any question that is silly in this time of year. So really take advantage of that.
Absolutely, there's loads of friendly staff and students about. I was a student myself and I found the same thing. Elle, one for you actually, and it's from one of our students who maybe feels a bit nervous. Can you tell us, what is your advice to any students who feel nervous about coming to university?
Sure. Obviously coming to university can be a big step, especially if you're an international student. You know, you're going to be moving away from home and you might be travelling a long way, but there's plenty of support on site on each campus for international students and home students as well. You can contact the wellbeing team or the campus life team. They have a dedicated team at each campus, so you can get in touch with them. We've also got loads of societies you can join, and everyone's in the same boat. They'll all be feeling the same. So, you know, we all want you to do well and want to support you. So I know it's normal to feel nervous, but we're all here to help, so don't worry.
Amazing. And speaking of societies, actually, we've got a lot of questions regarding societies, clubs, and I know that you are the absolute queen of these. So can you give us a bit of an insight into what a society is like here and how do we join them?
What are they like? That's a very broad question, just because there's so many. There's anything from musical theatre to belief-based ones to sports. You join all of them through the union website. For some of them, I just showed up to the testers because during the first couple months of uni, some of them will run trial sessions just for new students to go in, see if they like it or not. And they usually will have a paper printed out where you just put your name in, student ID number, and they do it for you. But there really is just so much, and there's so much more coming every year as well because everyone can make one or adopt one who might not have a president. It's just really, really diverse. You can do anything. Anything that supports you in uni, anything for leisure.
Amazing, absolutely. And just a question, because we are getting this as well. If there is a society that we're looking to kind of join and maybe there isn't one that we've kind of known about yet, are we able to set one up?
It is pretty easy to set one up. I'm not sure how the union does it, but I believe there is a form you fill out in their website. And you need to have some activities already planned, I believe. You need to have a general idea of how the society is going to operate. And you present it to them, and most likely they're just going to say yes, give you a room, allocate you a specific time in the week, or pick one with you, and you're good to go.
Amazing, thank you so much. Grace, I'm going to ask you this one, and it's a little bit of a strange one, but it's completely valid, and I felt this myself. Laundry. How do we do laundry at university?
Well, if you're living on halls in the campus, they'll have rooms for it with a bunch of washing machines, a bunch of dryers, and it will all be explained. It's not like, oh, you know, you just go in there and you do it yourself. It's all explained. It is very simple once you've got the hang of it. Again, obviously, it's new, so it's like something you're worrying about. Will I get to wash my stuff? Yes. They have washers, they have dryers, and they have apps to do it. Really, it's a room where you just put your clothes in and you just do it. There is nothing fancy about it. There's nothing. You don't have to, you know, run a huge way to get there. It is really simple. And I don't think personally it's something you should be worrying about because, again, if you are living on campus, they've sorted all this out. The staff, they know everything. You do not need to be worried about any of that. And again, if you do come here and you are genuinely like, oh, where is it? All you have to do is ask, really. I know it may be like, oh, is it a stupid question? No, because sometimes you can get lost. It's a new place and it's completely understandable. All you have to do is ask and they will lead you there. They will show you how to do it if you need it. So it's nothing really to worry about at all.
Actually, that's a really good point you bring up. And I'm going to shoot this one over to you, Al, because we are getting asked. If I do feel lost or a little bit unsure about being on campus, who do I turn to? Where do I go? And how do I get support?
I think the best point of contact would be to contact the Campus Life Hub. Like I said, they have one on each campus and they can point you in the right direction for any support that you might need, if it's English language support or you might need wellbeing support, mental health support or support with your classes. If you contact them, then they can help you with that.
Amazing. Thank you so much. I mean, it's completely valid. It's totally normal to feel nervous as well. I know I certainly felt like that. And I know that many of my other students did as well. But you end up fitting in and really gradually finding your feet. My ambassadors, I'm going to turn this one to you as well again. So making friends on campus, how is that? How do we make friends on campus?
I don't think there's a specific way to make friends on campus because everyone is looking to make friends on their first year. It just kind of happens, and sometimes you don't even realize it. And usually the people you think are going to be your friends end up just being people you know. It really happens naturally. And if someone feels more help with socializing, there are societies specifically for that. I believe there's one just called social spaces where you go and hang out with people. But really, everyone in their first year just really wants to make friends, and it will happen by itself.
Amazing. And what about you? Did you?
Yeah, I think one thing to also remember is it feels like you're on your own a lot of the time, but you have to remember that everyone's going through every single first year is thinking exactly what you are thinking. It is not a case of, oh, you're coming in and everyone knows each other. That is not true. That is why they have Freshers Week, so you get to introduce. Also, societies is a very easy way to just go and see people, and it's an easy topic of conversation. If you are scared about talking about things, really, it's nothing to necessarily be like, oh, everyone's going to insult me. It's nothing like that. Everyone is in the same boat as you. Everyone feels the same way that you do. You just have to go there and you have to experience it. And you will end up talking to people. There are so many people here. It doesn't have to be also your course. It's not a thing of you only talk to the people in your course. That is not what happens. You can talk to anyone. Even second and third years as well. It's not just first years that you have to be friends with, but you can meet so many different people. And I don't think, you are worried right now because you're isolated and you don't really know anyone there. But once you get here, everything will fall into place and it'll be perfectly fine.
I think the nice thing about being in a creative institution as well is because you're all kind of networking, working together, you actually do end up collaborating on projects sometimes. I know myself, I ended up working on several different projects with people. So you never know who you might end up working with. So just go out, introduce yourself, make friends. I think it's really important. Another one for you guys actually, and I know you've both kind of lived around or on campus. So what do you recommend people actually bring onto campus? Because I'm getting a lot of questions, or I have had a lot of questions of people either giving lists or kind of talking about what they want to bring. So what do you recommend people bring?
There are a few items that everyone forgets, and I think it's important to keep in mind as well that if you forget something, you're not in the middle of nowhere. You can easily pick it up. But when it comes to bringing things from home, and this might sound like a bit much, I would bring both a laundry basket and a smaller one to actually carry it around. I made the mistake of not having that last year, and I was wrapping my things up in towels and tossing it down the stairs. I would bring multiple bed sheets, multiple towels, just for the sake of if you run out of time throughout the week, keep that in mind. Washing takes a bit because there's a dryer built into the machine. I would bring cutlery for the kitchen. Few people last year thought that they would come with the accommodation. They do not. So it is important to bring your own plates and everything. And I think that's pretty much it. Everything else is just your clothes, your normal belongings, and you end up buying a lot more around town and in the uni craft markets as well.
Isaac, would you agree with that?
Yeah, they have a list, if you are in student halls, they have a list of stuff that is there that you don't need to bring, like kettles and all that. You don't have to bring stuff like that. I mean, I overpacked for my first year. I think everyone overpacked for their first year. I think they packed everything they possibly could because it's like, oh, just in case I need this. And it's like, no, you don't. But that's okay to overpack. Again, you aren't in the middle of nowhere. If you desperately need something, you can just go to the shops. But really, the essentials is what you need, and you have enough space for it. But yeah, I mean, I overpacked, and that's not anything to worry about. I think it was mainly my clothes as well that I overpacked, because I don't know why I thought I was going to be different at uni. I don't understand my viewpoint, but it was just like, oh, just in case. But yeah, they have lists of stuff, so like all the stuff in the kitchen as well that you need. So I would go to that to see it. But again, I don't think it's anything to necessarily freak out about. I think if you know what you need and you have packed it, then it's okay. It is fine.
Amazing. Elle, I'm going to throw a question to you. What should I expect when I come to university?
Is this as an international student or?
As any student. I mean, as an international, you can go with that.
What to expect when you come to university? I guess it depends on which campus you're going to as well, because I think each campus has a slightly different vibe if you're at Canterbury, Epsom or Farnham. But I would expect that, you know, your first week is going to be fun. You're going to do induction activities, make new friends, join societies, try new things, be in a new place. So I'd expect it to be fun, but also, you know, at times challenging, because you'll be doing studying as well. But yeah, I think it's just a new adventure, a new exciting thing to do. So try and have a positive mindset when you come. And if you are struggling with anything, then there's always people there to help you with that.
Amazing, thank you. Once again, we've got plenty of questions from people before we started this, but if you do have any, just pop them in the chat and we'll make sure we get to them. Actually, one for you. Can you tell me a little bit more about Farnham?
Farnham is a really important craft town, and you really come to recognise that being an art student. Everywhere you go, it feels like there's people doing a specific craft, whether that be painting, sculpting. I think a lot of people in Farnham do ceramics, and it really shapes the town's character. It's everywhere you go, really. Even the restaurants, the shops, they all have an artistic and inspired type of culture surrounding them. And Farnham is really neatly nestled between really important cities as well. So you never actually run out of things to do.
Amazing. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think the thing is with a new town, obviously you need to learn it yourself. It is as simple as that. It's new. I think Farnham it's quite small, so again, everything is within walking distance. Don't worry about having to drive or anything. But they have everything that you need. And like, if you are coming here for the first time, walk around it. You will learn more stuff about it by yourself than just like looking at it on Google Maps. They have everything you need. You know, they have a cinema, all the grocery shopping. I don't know. Apparently they're getting a Wetherspoons here, but they told me that in first year and nothing's happened yet. So I don't know if that's a lie or what, but yeah, there is stuff opening constantly. And again, my advice is if you come here, it is just walk around, just get to know the town, because this is going to be your home for the next 3 years. So yeah, enjoy it.
Amazing. And a fun fact about Farnham, it actually won the World Craft Town status in 2020, so it's a brilliant place to have an arts uni. Another one for you guys. Any pieces of advice that you wish you knew before having to deep dive into the enrolment process? So I might just throw this one at you again, Gracie.
I think it's just everyone is in the same, but I remember going here and I remember my first thought was, oh, like I'm really scared. What if like people think I don't know enough about my course? And you just have these feelings of, even though I know that I like it, I know everything, but it's just like, oh, what if I'm not good enough? And they wouldn't have accepted me. It's as simple as that. They wouldn't have done anything if I wasn't. I am here to go to uni. I am here to learn. And really everyone, again, I keep saying it, but everyone is in the same boat as you. And also enjoy it. I know that sounds like cliche as well, but it's like this is your first year of freedom, I guess, you know, away from everyone. You get to have fun. And yes, you have to be educated and all that. You know, I'm not saying don't skip out on the studies, but have fun, you know, meet new people. This may be your first chance to ever go out of your hometown or whatever, but yeah, just don't worry about like not being good enough for certain stuff. Everything here is to help you. All of the professors, they're all here to help you, and they're here to help you learn. It's as simple as that.
As a staff member, Elle, do you have any advice that you wish students knew before they kind of started enrolment that you wish for them to know?
I guess just don't be afraid to ask for help if you need it. You know, we're all here to support you in the process. If there's anything you're worried about, there's always someone here that can help you with it or put you in touch with the right person. And, you know, I also study at UCA like Meg, and, you know, I was scared when I first came, but I quickly made friends. We did lots of fun activities in our first week. So, yeah, just don't be afraid to ask for help if you need it.
Perfect, amazing. I'm going to chuck this one at you. Where is the best restaurant or bar in Farnham?
Okay, that is a bit of a difficult one, I have to admit, because I think the best food in Farnham is what I make. But besides that, and this might sound a bit silly or a bit obvious, there is a kebab truck right outside student accommodation, and it is some of the best food I have had in my life. Besides that, I think really any restaurant does good food, but there is now a Greg's, and I think that's the best breakfast option you have.
Well, there you have it then. Greg's, why not? Elle, I'm going to go back to you. I know we covered this slightly earlier, but can we just reiterate, what support systems do we have around the university for students that might need them, might just want to know for in case they need it?
Sure. So you can contact International Studies if you're an international student, and we can put you in touch with the right person. If you've got something quite specific that you'd like to talk about, then we can try and put you in touch with the right department. But there is also the Campus Life teams where they can help support you. We have English support as well if you need any extra support with your English requirements. And yeah, I think those are the main support systems. You can also contact inquiries as well, and they can help put you in touch with the right people. There's always staff around willing to help with whatever problems you might have. So just reach out to one of those inboxes and we'll help you.
Perfect, thank you so much. Gracie, do you know how new students will go about getting their IDs when they first come to uni?
Yeah, so that's to do with the enrolment. When you come here, everyone, there will be someone leading you. Again, it is not them just going, I'll go to this room. There will be someone helping you. And they basically have it printed out and you go and collect it. And it is as simple as just turning up and go into a room which is being led by you. So again, it's nothing complicated or anything. They have done everything for you. They have printed it out. They've got the lanyards for you for that, yeah.
And actually, as a student who may not have gone through this process that too long ago, could you actually just tell our audience how you felt on that day, how it all kind of went, just to give them an idea of what to expect?
Well, I was scared because I was just scared. But we had to go into this room and they led us there. And then I saw it and I think the first thing was, oh, that's my picture. Why did I pick that picture? I still look at that picture and I go, shouldn't have picked that one, but that's life. I have to deal with it. But it was really simple. I thought you were going to have to like do a quiz or something to get it. It was just a line, and they just gave you had to say your name. They gave you your student ID. Obviously, that has your number on, and that is how you get into all of the buildings as well. So it is important. But they give you the lanyard. They give you everything there. You don't have to do anything. You just have to wait in a line, basically, and pick it up.
Best part about lanyards is once you've got them, you can put a pin on them. And trust me, a lot of our students have pins on them. So, one for you, Elle. As an international student wanting to apply for next year, when can they apply? When can they start applying?
So you should be able to start applying, if you're applying for the January courses, then that will open in December, I believe, or it might already have opened. And then for September, that will be, again, in the new year, you'll be able to start putting through your applications. But all of the details, all of the deadlines and everything like that is all on our website. If you go to the International Studies tab, you can find all the deadlines on there, or you can email international.studies@ucreative.ac.uk, and we can also tell you from there.
Well, thank you so much. One for you, when you came onto campus and you had your first week of uni, were there any icebreakers, any kind of fun things that you did just to kind of help ease you into student life?
Well, for Freshers Week, I couldn't really take part in most of the events because I was still 17. And that is important to note that because it is a party. It was a bit of a shame. But I think they did a tour of Farnham last year, and I think they're doing one again. And I have heard that is really fun. A few of my friends did it. And if people want to do it, I would recommend booking it early because it does tend to sell out first. And then it was mostly icebreakers within my course for me. We did some silly group activities all together. Then we would switch groups, go all around the room. And I think that really did help because I realized that I wasn't the only one who was really nervous and really scared. And I know we keep saying that, but it really is the truth. You don't really need an icebreaker when everyone's
That is very true, and you definitely wouldn't be the only one that's feeling a little bit odd. Everyone's there for the first time, but you end up making some amazing friends. Would you agree? And did you have any kind of fun activities, icebreakers that you did in your first week?
Yeah, so I went with my course, obviously film production, and they did some icebreakers in the sense of, oh, you know, we're picking groups, you have to go in these groups and you have to make a film. You have to make like a 1-minute film, and it sounds simple, but it was a great way because obviously they picked the people. I was scared at first going, I don't know anyone in here, I'm gonna have to pick 4 people. They picked them, and it was a great way to just get to know 4 people. It really was as simple as that. And then doing something as well, something fun to do with my course as well. It was just like jumping in and going, yeah, you know, I'm really here. And it was nice because also they did a number of inductions that you got to know sort of the equipment, everything that you're working with, and the people. They kept doing it in smaller groups as well because obviously some courses are quite big and it's quite like daunting to go in there and being like, oh, there's like 100 people in there. But when it gets split down to smaller groups, you get to know faces, you get to know people, and then you start to talk, you start to bond, even if it's over like little stuff, like stupid stuff, but that then leads into bigger stuff because again, you're probably going to be with those people for 3 years. So it is a great way to sort of learn stuff about them and just introduce yourself.
Absolutely. And actually, on the topic of equipment, is there a hire? Are we able to kind of take equipment out? What's the deal with that?
Yeah, so we have equipment hire, which is basically where you hire equipment. You have to get trained on all of it first. They won't just let you have thousands of pounds of equipment and just go, you know what you do. You have to get trained, which again, the uni does provide. They will give you training for a number of stuff, and you can go out and you can hire it with no charge as long as you don't break it, but I'm sure you won't. I'm sure you'll be responsible. But again, if you want like any of the inductions, you can just ask as well. But it is really good because the equipment is state of the art, and it's phenomenal to look at this equipment that before I came here, I couldn't have even imagined to even like be in the presence of it. But now you get to use it, you get to know it, you get to learn it, and it is really, really good.
Amazing. Elle, one for you. Is there any study resources and is there a library on campus?
Yeah, and there is a library on campus. If we're talking about Farnham specifically, then there is a library here, the Elaine Thomas Library, and they have plenty of resources, loads of books on lots of different topics. They also have upstairs a lot of computers as well, so you don't have to worry about buying any expensive equipment. They've got plenty of facilities up there. They have PCs and they have Macs as well. There's also a library at Canterbury where you can access resources there. You can use your student card to do that, and the people there are really helpful, so if you need any help with anything, then just speak to the people at the desk.
Amazing, thank you, Elle. All right, let's throw a question your way again. What is the Freshers' Fair like, and can I join societies when I'm there?
Freshers' Fair, if I remember, because really the first month goes by so fast, you don't even realize it started. But it was just getting to know people and getting to know things. One of those things being societies, obviously, but it was also a good time to get to know some aspects of the university. If I remember, the well-being team and the library teams had stands as well. So really do go around it, really do talk to everyone. And some of the societies there had papers out, again, name, student ID, they register you for them, or if you go there and you see it, but you forgot to put your name on it, don't worry, it's all in the student union, it's all in the student union, website. And you can also go to their very first tester session, and you can put your name there, talk to the presidents, but some of them do have limited spots, like fencing. A lot of people want to do fencing.
That's why it's important to go to the Freshers' Fair, to meet these people and just to kind of see what's about, to make the most of your time at university. Elle, another one for you. Do all students get a school or university email, an ID?
They will, yeah. As long as you complete your online enrolment and your physical enrolment, then you will get your ID and your card.
Perfect, thank you so much. Let's see, we've got a lot of brilliant questions from you guys. I guess more of a generic one, because we have actually been getting this question a lot. What was your kind of first project like, and when does the work kind of start?
Well, my first major project was in the first term, so it was up until Christmas is when I had to hand it in. And it didn't start straight away. Again, we had to do a bunch of taster sessions before. I'd say it started like October time was when ours started. And it was a simple make a film. Obviously, there was more to it than that, but in broader terms, it was just make a 3-minute film. And it really was a way to just sort of get to know yourself as in this course, and also to show what you can do. It was pass fail, so that meant you know, it wasn't necessarily a scary thing of, oh, if you get this little thing, you're getting kicked out. It wasn't anything like that. But again, before that, like the month before that, we were being taught how to use this stuff. And even throughout, as we had the actual project, we were being taught how to use it, different techniques, all that. It was, I'd say, something to ease us in to sort of university life, showing us what we had to do. And it was fun, and it let, I think a lot of people know if this was the course for them, and for most of us it was like, yeah, this is the course for us, this is what we want to do, and I enjoyed it.
Amazing. Another question for you. So, what is the all-time best things to bring with you into accommodation?
Into accommodation? That is a good question, because it really is personal. I think the item I brought, which brought me the most use by far, was a cable extender. I think electronics need to be checked before being brought in. I think you need to either have the license or proof of purchase with a date and everything on it to make sure it's just safe and everything. But with my equipment for my digital art, it came really handy. And I think the most useful things is items you can take out of accommodation. So that will be portable sort of sets to draw outdoors. Because really, for the first year, you're not going to spend as much time in accommodation as you think you're going to. And I think that is really important to remember.
I can second that, actually. I thought I was going to be spending all this time in my room, when actually I was out and about, we were kind of doing projects, we were going and getting food with our friends. But the things that I would recommend actually are creature comforts. So your favourite blanket, a cushion, maybe even a reed diffuser so that the room smells like you. You bring the essentials, but don't forget to make it your home as well, because it's going to be your home for, you know, the next year, you know, if you're in private accommodation, maybe even the next couple of years. So don't be afraid to make it your own. Can you guys talk about any kind of clubs kind of things? Is there any kind of, I guess, night activities that we do?
Yeah, so on the Farnham campus, we have different sort of nights every, I think it's like Friday, Saturday, I don't know the days, I'm sorry. But they do it literally every single week, and they will email you in before it happens. And it's it's literally in the cafeteria. And it's, yeah, it's really fun, and it's easy to get, especially if you're living on campus. If it's your first year, you're like, I don't really know the area. It is just there. And they have a bunch of them in Freshers Week. It's a great way to get to know people, because people are just standing there around. It's a great way to talk to people. But that is the main sort of club area in Farnham. Obviously, they have a bunch of bars, but you have to discover them by yourself. That's sort of a you and friends thing, I guess.
Absolutely. Although my biggest piece of advice, if you end up going to a foam party, don't spend 3 hours on your makeup. It will get wiped off in 10 seconds flat. So that's my biggest piece of advice for all of you out there. Is it easy to make friends around campus?
Oh, definitely. It's not just your course, it's not just your accommodation, everyone. I think it might be because it's not university as well, but everyone is so social and everyone is looking to make friends. Some of the people I've been talking to the most, I met through inductions as well. So going around the uni, you will discover there's many studios and you can be inducted into pretty much all of them. They either organize them or you email the tutors. But everywhere you go, people will want to talk to you.
Amazing. So another one, and Elle, I'm going to put this at you. Are there any scholarships available for international students?
Yeah, we have a number of scholarships available. If you go onto the website, it'd be the best place to look because there's quite a lot of different entry requirements and eligibility things that you'll have to check that you apply for. But specifically, one that's good to note is if you're a European student, you can be automatically awarded our Creative Europe Scholarship, which is equivalent to the home fees. So that's a really good one, a really good unique thing about UCA that we offer. But yeah, there is a number of them. So I would just check on the website, and if you have any questions, then just get in touch.
Brilliant, thank you. One for you, Gracie. Do you recommend bringing anything to classes like a notebook, pencil case? What would you recommend students bring?
Yeah, so again, it does depend on your course, but obviously I think the first week is getting to know the things that you have to bring. I bring a laptop, but that's just to write notes. You can have a notebook or that. You don't have to be like technological. You can write stuff down. It just depends on you. Obviously, that is just for film production. For other courses, you may have to bring specific things, but that will be told to you. It's not something that they would expect on the first day and go, oh, if you don't have it, you know, get out. It is a case of they will tell you. They will be very vocal. And if you genuinely do not know, you can just ask. Just say, hey, am I supposed to bring this? I mean, maybe even email. Just be like, what am I supposed to do? Because you are allowed to have questions. You do not have to know everything instantly as soon as you. Even if you're in October and yes, you know the inductions are done, you can still ask questions. You are still learning the uni. So if you do have anything like you are worried about, or if you have anything that you don't really know what to do on your first day, just ask. Just ask anyone. They will help you. They will try to help you as best they can.
And would you say a lot of the work you do is quite practical as a student?
Yeah, so in my course, it is mainly making films. It is mainly practical. Yes, we do have to write essays, which some people are not happy about, but that's life as a student. But it is mainly practical. I'd say like 70% of it is practical, of just doing what you like, doing what you love. That's the reason why you are here.
Brilliant, thank you. What would you say the public transport is like around, our Farnham campus?
I would say it's actually excellent, and I didn't expect it to be so good because it is a small town, but there are many people commuting through Farnham every day. The buses are excellent, and they can take you pretty much anywhere, really, and they're also fairly cheap in the area as well. Mm-hmm. Then there's a train station, which from the uni is a 10-15 minute walk, I think, but there is a bus to take you there as well. Mm-hmm. And then if you go to Guildford, Woking, or even straight into London, you can get anywhere with public transport from Farnham. It really is impressive just how much there actually is.
Brilliant. And it also is worth noting that all of our campuses, whether you're going to Epsom, Canterbury, Farnham, they're all in really commutable distances to London, and they all have brilliant public transport links. So if you are commuting, brilliant. If you want to go out and about on a little trip, that's even better as well. But it's worth exploring, it's worth getting out there, but there is still plenty to do around your campuses. So get out about, explore. Is it easy to use the library? And if we want to take something out, how do we do that?
Yeah, so it is very easy to use the library. You just have to walk in. You have everything is on your lanyard. If you want to take a book out, you just have to scan it. They'll have a barcode there. They have like systems there. And if you do get confused, there is a desk full of people who can help you, and they will help you. But it is very easy to use. You just have to walk in as well with the library. You don't have to sign it. You don't have to do anything. If you want to use the computers, you can just go up there, use a computer, do what you want. If you want to take out a book, you can do that. It is as simple as that.
And there also are things that go on in the library, like they run little craft workshops, they have resources available. Could you talk more about that?
Yeah, so in the library, a bunch is going on like constantly. You will see it happen. They advertise it as well. It is not a case of you don't know, so you've missed it. They advertise it. There is a lot more to the library than just books and computers. They have a number of different rooms that they look so complicated that I haven't gone in yet. They like that archives that they dig up. So I don't know.
Oh, with the moving bookshelves.
Yeah, the moving. I almost got caught in one of them. It was scary. I was like, I'm never going back there again. But yeah, no, they explain everything. If you want to do something, if you want to ask, then they are more willing. They want to do it. They want to show you what they like. But it is more than just books and computers. Again, once you come here, you can just explore it. Just go up, just ask questions. They'll love that. If you were to just say, can you tell me about this? They would probably love that. They would enjoy it. So if you are interested in certain things, just ask. Yeah.
I did once hear one of the librarians calling the bookcases the Harry Potter bookcases because they move, and obviously you would be inducted and kind of how those work, but I can see what they mean. It looks like when the staircases move. Anyway, Elle, could you tell me if there's any support given to students with dyslexia?
Yep, there is. We do have support for that, and there'll be adjustments that can be made to support you with your learning. Again, just get in touch with your campus life representative based on which campus you're at, and they can help make the adjustments for you and support you to make sure you've got everything you need to be successful in your studies.
Brilliant, thank you. Freshers, let's talk freshers. So, for all these freshers events, do you have to buy tickets in advance? Is there a wristband? How does that all work?
I would recommend for freshers to buy them in advance because everyone wants to go and they do sell out, but not all of them. So if you see that maybe one is sold out, just try another one. They're all fun, so I've heard. But when you do show up, you do get a wristband, I believe. I don't think you get anything in advance. I think it's you go there, you get it type of situation. But for normal student union events, and it will be really easy to tell which ones. Some of them throughout the year will be regularly selling out as they rerun. For example, at the club, they do emo night, and that is sold out from September to June, non-stop. It is good, I think, to ask maybe second or third years for their opinion on how busy something will be, to keep in mind whether to pre-buy or just do it online the day off. But really, there is something always happening, so don't worry too much about it.
And there's often a timetable up in student areas like the quad, isn't there? So you can see what's on.
I don't know if it's in the quad, but it's definitely in the Student Union website and on their physical office on campus, because I think it is important to know that they do have one, so it's not all just online. And again, they're really helpful. If you have any questions, just walk in, they'll help you.
Perfect. And what kind of freshers events are there?
Oh, there is a lot. They obviously they have all the clubs, all the different music as well. Again, some music sells out more than others. I think it's just because some people like more music than others. There was that one that sold out. I don't know if it was like Hot Pink or something. And it was just like Chapel Roan, and they loved that. The people loved that. They love her. But yeah, they also have like events that not necessarily if you want to go out and club. They have other events if you want, especially in Freshers Week. Again, the tour of Farnham, they have that. Occasionally they have a movie night as well. I remember when I did my thing, they showed Barbie, and it was sing along. I don't think anyone sung along to the Barbie songs, but it was sing along if you wanted to do that. But they do have other events. Again, the website, when you come here, there'll be a poster for everything. Everything will be advertised. It won't be kept a secret from you, but it is a very great way to sort of get to know people and just show your face.
And it's not all just like big, loud party, phone party, amazing events. There are some actually quieter ones, are there, for students that don't want to? Could you tell us some of those?
Yeah, so that's also sometimes with societies as well. They have like the knitting society where you can just go and do crafts and talk. It is not, I think when I first heard of societies, I thought it was you have to be the best at this certain thing. If you're not advanced at this, like knitting and all that. But it really isn't that. It's just people who like to knit talking in a room. It's as simple as that. It's very chilled. It's very relaxed. It is nothing like it's not competitive. Again, with the sports and all that, it's not a case of you have to be the best at this. You know they have a football one. If you can't play football, if you can't kick a ball, you can't join. It's not the case. It is just a group of people with a shared liking of something. You can join it. You can have fun. I don't know if they actually do knit. Sometimes they probably just talk and pretend that they're knitting. I don't know, but maybe they do that.
You heard it here, folks. UCA do societies all the way from pole fitness to knitting. We really do have something for everybody. So, how would you recommend making friends if you don't want to go to any of the clubbing things? Maybe if they're not so kind of keen on that, or if they're commuting and not even staying in campus. How do they make friends?
I don't think commuting is going to be an issue for them at all, because the uni day is quite long. It's not that it's deadly busy, it's just that for majority of my friends, and I think for most people, you're going to have a lecture in the morning, maybe something in the afternoon, then something in the evening. So you really do have time to go around campus, get to know people everywhere. I would recommend inductions for someone that wants something a bit more quiet, because usually they're in smaller groups as well, and they do feel a bit more intimate because you're learning something. And I think the process of learning really does bring people together, which is why you end up getting to know a lot of people in your course as well. But really, just existing around campus, existing around other people that want to make friends really does help. And again, reminder, there are courses, societies specifically for socializing. There's the social spaces, and the union, I think, does game nights sometimes, don't they? I've heard that it is a really good place to go and meet people as well.
I'm still unbeaten at Mario Kart. Anyway, another thing we've actually been asked is, we've talked about kind of where to get help for mental health and things like that, but are there any events that the university do focusing on that? Do we have any sort of well-being events?
I know they do the Hug a Hound Day.
Oh, I was really hoping you would say that's my favourite day of uni. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so like Grace said, they will advertise, there'll be posters around the campus, and they have days, I think it's normally around the time when there's sort of exams or something that might be a bit stressful, and they bring in greyhounds, dogs for people to come and hug and spend time with. And one time they also had some farm animals, I think. They had some sheep and goats and a puppy, and that was good fun. So yeah, they do some other well-being stuff to help you feel better as well, not just talking to someone. Sometimes it helps to just hug a hound.
Absolutely, and I can't wait for them to come back already. Okay, what affordable supermarkets are there in Farnham? In fact, actually, what do we have in Farnham?
I'd say Lidl. I'm a Lidl fan. You can't rip Lidl away from me. We have 3 supermarkets directly in Farnham. Waitrose is literally just outside of it. And a lot of people seem to fall into the trick of, oh, if it's just there, then I'll just go to it, when like, you don't need to do that. We have a Sainsbury's as well, which is like, I'd say like a 7-minute walk. And then Lidl is literally like a 9-minute walk away from. They are all easy to get to. Do not be like scared when you first turn up to Farnham and be like, oh, there's only a Waitrose here, I'm just gonna have to buy Waitrose stuff. No, you don't have to do that. I go to Lidl. Yes, it is a longer walk, but I think it's worth it. 9-minute walk, and it gets the cheaper stuff done. There are 3 supermarkets, so if you can't find one thing in one, you can just go to another. So I do think the variety is quite good as well.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. Elle, one for you actually. Are timetables given to students during induction week?
Yep, so as long as you've completed all of the enrolment process, then you will receive your timetable during your induction week.
Perfect. In fact, a brilliant question for you guys, kind of hopping on that, is what is it like getting a job while being at university?
I think it depends on where you want to work and how many hours you want to work. For many international students, they can only work either up to 10 or up to 20. But when you come to Farnham, and because it is primarily a student town, you are going to quickly realize that it will be fine. You will find a job. Most people choose to only work on the weekends. It can be a bit difficult to balance it with uni work. So a few people recommend only starting one on the second year. But I would recommend getting a 0-hour contract if you can for year 1. A few places around Farnham, because they understand you're a student, things do come up, they will offer them. And I believe the university has a few jobs which are 0-hour contracts as well. It's not just being an ambassador. So really, there are a few options for you. And once you get settled into the rhythm of doing things, it really just becomes natural.
Oh, and there was a buzzword in your answer there. I think I heard the word ambassador. So as you may see, lovely people, our ambassadors are wearing these teal t-shirts. Now we do have a student ambassador scheme on at UCA, which you can join. Can you guys just give a little brief overview of what it's like being a student ambassador?
Very fun. I enjoy it because it is a job. I know it may not feel like a job, but it's a job where you get to represent the university, but also it's a way to meet people as well that you wouldn't have met, especially in like different years as well. You meet a lot of people, but it is fun. You represent the university, you do tours, you do everything. And again, it's a 0-hour contract, so it fits everything. And also the one positive is you work for the university, so they understand that you are a student. They can't like be like, oh, I didn't know you were a student, because you obviously are a student. I think it's a very good job. I think if you are worried about getting a job and that is your thing, but you don't really want to work this many hours, or you're scared that a manager might be like, oh, you have to do this, then I think the student ambassador is the best job. Also, it allows you to know the university a lot better. I've been into rooms that I wasn't in before. I think I've been into every single room in this campus just because I wear this shirt. So, you know, it gives you privileges.
It does indeed, and it is a wonderful part of being a student here is, like you said, you get to learn so much about it, but also it gives you brilliant skills for later in life. So it's worth looking into, but having a job is very manageable as a student, especially with 0-hour contracts, all the cafes, and of course our lovely ambassador scheme. Elle, one for you perhaps. If I can't attend every day of induction, what should I do and who should I contact?
Yeah, that's a good question. If you're going to be arriving late, so say if you're an international student and you're not able to attend the induction week, then I would just get in contact with the uni to let them know of when you think you might be arriving. And you should have your program director in your letter before you arrive. So I would think it's a good idea to just contact them, just let them know about when you're scheduled to arrive. And then when you are on campus, you just go to your Campus Life Hub, which is usually located at the library for Farnham and Canterbury or Epsom reception. And you can do the physical enrolment once you're here. But I would just flag that the last cut-off for the entry would be 13th of October, just to comply with the UK VI things. And then if you're a home student, kind of the same thing. If you can't attend every day, then just make sure you have completed your physical enrolment, and then you should be fine. But yeah, if you can't attend all of it, then just let us know and we can get that sorted for you.
And just following on from that, how do students know when they've completed enrolment? Will they be told? Will there be an email?
Yeah, so you should, you'll have to complete each task when you do the online enrolment. So you won't be able to do the next one until you've completed the ones before. And then when you go to physical enrolment, there'll be people there helping you to go through the process. You'll get your ID card, get all your IT stuff set up. So there'll be someone there guiding you through the process.
Perfect. And I'm going to take this question actually. So one from Tilly the Hat, love the name by the way. Is there a student radio station? And unfortunately there is not in the meantime. However, we do actually have radio booths on campus which can be used by students once they have been inducted. So if you wanted to use these, if you wanted to maybe even look at setting up a society, this would be possible, but you'd have to talk to the student union and of course be inducted like you would for any of the other studios. In fact, can you guys actually talk to me a little bit about that? Can you use studios on campus even if you aren't a student of that course?
Oh, definitely. I'm an illustration student, but I do spend most of my time in the printmaking studios, which are usually for fine art students, or even in the photography studios. A few of the people from my course, I believe, use that to do stop motion this year. You can pretty much do anything and anywhere. You just need to be careful of other courses booking up the room at that time. I believe a few get particularly busy, like ceramics and certain studios for videography. So if I were you, I would email the course leader maybe a week in advance, see what's going on with that. And if you feel like a room is way too busy, way too often, I would contact my own course leader, and then it will be sorted out for you.
Thank you. Gracie, I'm going to hand this question to you because I feel like you'll be quite good at answering it. If a student is incredibly nervous about coming onto campus, maybe they aren't sure, what is your best piece of advice you could give them?
Again, it's just, you're going to have to do it, unfortunately, which is awful. It's a dreadful piece of advice, but it's just something you have to do. I didn't want to do it. You know when you like feel sick to your stomach? That is how I felt when I had my first day, because it was something new. It was a completely new campus. I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know how to get around. I was like, I'm going to get lost. but it is made to help first years. You can go to reception, they will help you. Everyone is nice. Also, the staff are really nice. They are not just gonna like laugh at you and go, oh, you don't know where you're going. It is not like a case of that. No one is tricking you or doing anything. I think also for induction week, there will be ambassadors around some places. So if you ever like get lost and you see someone in a teal shirt, just go up and talk to them. If you see me in a teal shirt, you can come up and talk to me. I might know what to do, I don't know. But, you know, I can pretend. But really, it is like, you're going to have to get through it. And you will get through it. You will get through it eventually. And you will be so glad once it's done. But you have to go through that first step. And it is just turn up and hope that it goes well. And if it doesn't go well, it will get better. It will get a whole lot better because you have to sort of fit into a new environment. And once you know it, you know it. It gets less scary. I'm not scared to go to classes. I'm not, you know, I know everyone in my course, but you have to actually attend. You have to just put yourself out there to do it. And once you have done it, it is very fantastic.
I think you've got a good point there. I mean, we on this sofa, some of us have been there and done that, some of us are doing it, but ultimately you'll be all right. And I think another thing to mention is you're not alone in this. Within this, you're joining a lot of other students who probably feel the same way. So it's a good opportunity to get out there, to maybe help each other with your fears, but also you'll be all right. It's a lovely, friendly environment. You know, our campuses are brilliant. They're colourful, they're bright, and we'll try and make you as comfy as you can. And like Elle said before, if you do need a bit of help, just reach out. We are here to help. Let's see, some more kind of questions. So, do you get maps of the campuses and where your classes are? Is it easy to get lost?
Yes, it is easy to get lost because it will be, because it's a new thing. You get maps, there's maps everywhere. They also have an online map if you want to. And you will, unfortunately, probably get lost just because it just happens. I mean, I don't know if that was just a me thing. I can't read maps correctly. Maybe it was just a me thing. But they will have signs as well. If you need to go somewhere for enrolment, there will be very clear signs of where you need to go. It will not just be a case of go to this room. But again, if you don't know where a room is, just ask. Someone will know it, and if they don't, then you have to find it with them together. Then it becomes a fun adventure. But no one's expecting you to know the campus off by heart in your first week. No one's expecting you to know where every single room is. It is just, you have to find that room, and then you will put it in your brain somewhere, and hopefully by the end of third year, you'll know where everything is. But I still don't, but you know.
Okay. One for you. So unfortunately, if students aren't able to attend the first week, Freshers Week, will they be able to fit in later? Will they kind of be a bit left out?
They're definitely not going to be left out. I was quite busy on my first week because I'd accidentally left a few personal matters unattended, and I've been just fine, really. I don't think there's any reason to worry about it, thinking about it. And I think a lot of people are going to be in the same boat as you. A lot of people tend to stress too much about freshers because they believe that if they don't make it to there, or if they go and don't manage to meet people, then that's it, I'm done, I'm going to be alone for 3 years. But no, it's a continuous process and it doesn't really end. Like, you could be graduating and still connecting with people from the uni, either in different working environments online. But it really just, you're going to be meeting people non-stop from year 1 to the end of year 3 and beyond.
Brilliant. And just while I've got you, what is the Students' Union and what do they do for students?
Well, they represent the student body. That's like their main thing, but they also organize events for them. And that is either unions, societies, groups, anything that brings students together, they're typically in charge of, always in charge of. If you have any complaints that you feel too scared to go to the university about, feel like they might not be able to help with, you do go to the student union, and what they will usually do is they will come together, advise you formally, and either tell you what to do or do it for you. So they really do helpful. And they also tend to help run daily things on campus. Like, they have a small store in the quad where you can buy the essentials. And that doesn't just mean art essentials. They have household items as well. So if you're in a rush, if you're busy with finals, exams, you can always pop in there, grab anything you might need.
Amazing. And how do I get in touch with the Student Union if I need?
They have an email. I do not believe they have a phone number, but they are really active on their email. They respond quite fast. And again, they do have a store and an office in the quad area. So right when you walk in through reception, I believe on your left hand or straight across, you will see the Student Union board and the Student Union physical office. And that has all the information you might need.
So the Student Union also run all the different kind of events that go on during Freshers, as well as help with societies. And can you just remind us, how do we get involved with societies? How do we join?
Again, the Student Union website, they'll have it. Also at Freshers Fair, there will be a bunch of stalls with all of the different societies. You can go up, you can chat to them. Also, if you don't really know what a society is, you can see the societies right now on the Student Union website. But if you don't know what it means, they will have a stall. They will have people there presenting it. Normally it's the president, and you can just talk to them. And also a taster session. You don't have to pay for anything. You can just turn up, see if you like it, see if you don't. You could sign up for all of the societies if you wanted to. There's nothing stopping you, and to just see which ones you like and which ones you don't like.
Absolutely, absolutely. And just as a quick reminder, what kind of societies are there, just for anyone that is joining us now?
There's a number of different societies. They have all the sports ones, so like your football, fencing, boxing, and then they have the like movie watching. So there's a bunch of different movie ones, like Feminist Film Society, so you can watch films. They just show a film, so you go up there, you show a film, you talk about it with people. They also have like gaming ones, Dungeons and Dragons, I think that's a big one. They have like knitting, we talked about the knitting one, music, they have so many, and you get to see all of them, you get to see what they do at Freshers Fair, and you can see, do I really want to sign up for this? Again, you don't have to know everything about it. You know, if you go to a music one and you don't know every single musician ever, it's okay. You can just turn up and just be like, want to talk to people. It's nothing to worry about.
Amazing. And we can find out more at the Freshers Fair?
Yes.
Perfect. Well, I can't believe how fast this has gone, but just before we kind of wrap up this kind of session, I just want to get a bit of a closing statement from each of you. So if there is one thing you want to tell our audience of people who are joining us soon, what would that be? Elle, let's start with you.
I think just it's normal to be scared, and it's okay to be scared, and like Grace said, each day it will get less scary. The more you talk to people, you're not expected to know everything, to know all the layouts, to know where to go straight away. So just try to stay calm, and it's perfectly normal to feel like that. We're all here to support you, and just try and have fun with it. You know, it's a great new adventure. And also bring an umbrella with you, because you might need one.
Amazing. What about you, Gracie?
I think you're here for a reason. You've signed up for this university for a reason, and you are here because you want to be here. So just turn up. It is going to be scary. It is going to be something out of your comfort zone, but we've all been through it, all four of us. I mean, every single person on campus that you see has been through it. Everyone knows what you're going through. It is not something to be ashamed of, to be scared of leaving home as well. It's not something to be like, oh, no one's feeling it. Everyone's feeling that. No matter how much they try to hide it, we've all felt it before, everything. So if you do need to talk, there are people there to do it. But also remember, you're going to get through it. It will get better. And in like a year's time, you'll be thinking about it going, wow. Looking at the new freshers people going, wow, I was like you once.
Amazing. What about you?
I could say to just let yourself be. I know that might sound a bit obvious and a bit silly, but a lot of people get so stressed about everything, and everyone is stressed, and once you really do realize that, and you will in just a week's time, you really do feel more relaxed. I think you should do anything you want to do. You should be using the university facilities to the fullest. I think a lot of people tend not to do that, but there really is so much to do on campus, and you should be doing it because it helps with everything. You'll go and try out one thing, and it's going to help with another. And it's always helpful to know and do a lot of things. But most importantly, you should be having fun. You shouldn't be forcing yourself to do something that you don't enjoy. And if you feel like you don't like something in your course, you don't like something in the uni, there are people to go to always in every campus. And you shouldn't be afraid to do that.
I think these are all fantastic closing statements. And I think to follow on, my personal one would be just enjoy it. Like Grace said, you're here for a reason. Have fun with it. Try new things. Really find out what your talent is. Expand your mind. Just give things a go, as you never know what might happen. And ultimately, just enjoy the ride. Experiment. Have fun. Just go and do things because you're here. Right, well, we have had some fantastic questions today and we really thank you all for joining us. Should we not have gotten round to your question, please do send these to us at inquiries@uca.ac.uk. Likewise, you can go onto our website where there's a contact us page and you can find out how to get in touch with us there. If you also want to find out more kind of designated campus questions like Canterbury, Epsom, maybe that we didn't get around to, you can go onto UniBuddy where you can match up with another student ambassador and ask them all of those amazing questions. Ultimately, this is exciting. We're excited for you and we can't wait to meet you all. Thank you so much for joining us, and if you do need anything, please feel free to get in touch. It's been a pleasure and we'll see you on campus soon. Goodbye.